Hello students and welcome back to my IELTS format breakdown series whereby I am breaking down the format of each of the modules of your IELTS examination to understand what kind of format are we there to deal with for each section as well as what kind of questions can we expect for each module. So far, as you would know if you are being a regular here to my videos, that we have covered two modules, that is listening and academic reading. As for today, I am going to be diving deeper into the writing module for academic IELTS. So I think that's enough talking. Let's get started. So students, before getting into all of these nuances, I want to first discuss in brevity what is the writing module in IELTS. So what is the aim of the writing module? What is it trying to assess in you? So the writing module is trying to assess your ability to organize and express your ideas clearly with the right kind of vocabulary as well as grammar, understanding and following all the conventions of English grammar. Alright, so in short, they are trying to assess or evaluate your writing skills across different contexts. Okay, now what is the duration of this particular module in your IELTS examination? So it's 1 hour or 60 minutes. Alright, now you are going to have two tasks in this, so it's not going to be as difficult as the other modules in terms of the number of questions. So it's going to just give you two questions or two tasks. Now what is the breakdown of time for these two tasks? So you will have task 1 and you will have task 2. So task 1 will expect you to spend 20 minutes on it, and then the other one is going to expect you to spend the remaining 40 minutes on it, which is your task 2. Alright, now what is the scoring criteria for this? So students, the scoring for this particular module is not as easy as your reading and your listening module, whereby we were getting 1 mark for getting one answer right. Now here it's not as easy as getting the answer right or wrong, but it's more about how well you understand the question and how well do you understand as well as work with it and address the question in turn in your writing or your write-up. Alright, so let's first understand what are the parameters on which they judge you, and then I will tell you what kind of scoring is done for your writing here for both the tasks. Now what is the one thing that you need to understand here or keep in mind? It's that both the tasks are going to be scored individually, and then one band score is going to be there as one whole thing for your entire writing module. So they are going to take up the scores for both the tasks, and then they are going to merge that into one, and then they are going to give you one band score for your writing module. Alright, I will tell you how that happens, but first let's understand what is the criteria or what are the 4 criterion that we have for your scoring. So the first one here is task achievement. Now hereby they see whether you have understood the question properly or not, and whether you have addressed all the parts of the questions or not. Okay, failing to do so is going to detract your marks. So obviously this one is about that. Apart from that, this one also sees whether you are following the word count or you are missing out on it. So keep in mind that you have to follow whatever word limit they say that you have to follow, and you are writing your answers accordingly. Alright, the second one is coherence and cohesion. So here we have two things that we have to make sure they are there in your write-up. First is coherence, which means that you should have a logical flow in your write-up. So whatever you are writing, whatever you are expressing with the help of your write-up, it should be logical, it should be well organized and structured, so that whatever person is there who is examining this, they should read it and they should understand that okay, this is what you are trying to say. The second thing here is cohesion. So whatever you have written, all of it should make sense as one whole thing. So the things should be, or whatever you have written should be in that kind of flow that on reading it as one thing, it is making sense all in all. Alright, so that is your cohesion. The third one is lexical resources. So it is just about your vocabulary. So whatever topic they have given you in your task 1 or task 2, make sure that your vocabulary items are suiting those topics and they are relevant to the context. Alright, so this is all about that. Here they try to see if you have used some uncommon words here and there, or if you are able to use nice and fancy words according to the appropriation of that particular context or not. Alright, so this is about that. The fourth one on the line is grammatical range and accuracy. So this this one is very easy. Hereby they are trying to test your grammatical configuration skills. How good are you with the grammatical understanding of English, and how well do you express yourself in grammatical terms. Alright, so error should be as low as possible or as less as possible, and make sure that you also have a good understanding and usage of punctuation whenever you are writing. Alright, so if you do that, you are going to be scoring well on this one. Now let's understand how they score you here. So say for instance you have task 1, you have a question there, right? So you are going to be judged on all of these 4 criteria, which are going to have 25% weightage each. Alright, so say for instance you have task achievement, so they will give you a band for this. So say for instance you get 7 on all, 7 on task achievement, 7 on cohesion and coherence, 7 on lexical resources, and 7 on grammatical range and accuracy also. So this is your band. This is your overall band for task 1, alright, which is 7, because all of this is going to come up to an average of 7 only. Similarly, let's say you get the same thing for task 2 also. So for task 2, you are again getting 7 on all. Alright, so this is also again going to give you a 7 average score for your task 2. So once all of these are done and once they get a band score for each of the tasks, they are going to then merge them together and give you one band score as an entire thing for your writing module. So say for instance you have 7 here and 7 here, so your average score for the entire writing module is again going to be a 7. Alright, so that is how scoring is done for this particular module. It is a little difficult and it's a little trickier than the other 2 modules that we have discussed so far, which are your listening and reading. But once you understand all of this, I think you will be able to get a hang of it. So students, now let's move ahead and understand the format as well as what question types can you expect for this particular writing module in one go. So what is the format? I told you earlier as well in my last slide that there are going to be 2 tasks assigned to you in your writing module. Now what can we expect separately for both of the tasks? So for task 1, you are supposed to write a report, okay? So here they are going to be giving you visual data to work with. Now what kind of visual data can you expect? So you can either expect a chart or a graph or a table or some kind of diagram that you will have to deal with, and then you will have to report the main features or trends that you see in those particular visuals that are given to you in the particular question paper that you are getting. Alright, so this is how you will be working with your task 1, and this is your report writing. So what is reporting? Reporting is when you see a visual data, when you work with that data, and then you identify a few features and report them in your report, right? So that is your report writing. Now what is the other one? The other one is task 2, whereby you will have to write an essay. Now this is not something, this is not the kind of question whereby you will get some visual data to work with, but this is also something which is going to be a little more difficult, because now you don't have anything to look at and then report stuff. But here you will just get a problem or a question statement and you will have to navigate your way through it, understand it, analyze it properly, and then express your views on that particular question or whatever the question has asked you to do. You have to do that, deliver that in whatever word limit they have given to you. So for task 1, you have to write the report in 150 words. As for task 2, you have to do it in at least 250 words. So you cannot fall below this. Now try and understand that your word limit or word count is really important, students. Why? Because it's a part of your task achievement. I told you in the earlier slide as well that there are 4 parameters on which you are going to get judged, and task achievement is something which is going to take this into consideration as to whether you have stick to this particular word limit or not. And if you have not, they will take a note of it and they will definitely detract your marks. So don't do that. Do not fall short of this. Now if you are going to write more, that is not an issue, but try to make sure that you are not going beyond the time frame that is given to you for completing each of the tasks. Alright, so say for instance you are doing your task 1 and you just go beyond your 20 minutes window. So what is going to happen is that you are going to eat up time from your task 2, and which is going to reflect on your band, because this is going to have a better and a heavier weightage than this one. So try not to do that. Try to stick to the word limit as well as the time frame provided for both the tasks, and manage your writing in that particular time frame, and completing that in that particular word limit only. Even if you are going above that, then try to just take a window of, let's say, 20 to 40 words more, and I think that is good enough for you. Alright, now the question types are going to be such that in task 1 you are going to get, I told you, some visual data that you will have to report. So it could either be a bar diagram, a pie chart, a line graph or something like that, and you will have to analyze it properly, understand what are the trends going on in that, and then report them. Now the structure of report is going to be such that you will be expected to write one introduction, then an overview, right, and then 2 body paragraphs. Now these body paragraphs are going to talk about 2 major trends that you understood or you identified from the data given to you. Okay, so 2 main features you will have to report here. This is your overall structure for your task 1. So you are going to write 4 paragraphs here. Similarly, you are going to write 4 paragraphs for task 2 also. But here the structure is a little different. Why? Because here you will have one introduction, then you will have 2 body paragraphs, and then you will have a conclusion. Now we don't have any conclusion for this, but here we have conclusion. So the total number of paragraphs here is also going to be for 1 plus 2 plus 1. So 1 plus 2, 3, and then you have one more, so it's a 4, right? But the only thing is that here you don't have to write an overview, but you have to outline whatever major things are you going to cover in your essay, and then write about the crux of that essay. So say for instance you get a question whereby you have to talk about the demerits and merits of XYZ. So then your introduction would be something which is going to introduce this particular question statement and what you are going to cover in the entirety of your essay. Then your 2 body paragraphs are going to be about the merits and demerits of that particular XYZ subject. So say for instance paragraph 1, main body paragraph 1 could be about your merits of that thing, and then the second major body paragraph could talk about the demerits or disadvantages of that particular thing, and then you will have a conclusion to close that particular essay. So this is the structure of your task 2, and this is the structure for your task 1. Now if you understand these nuances, I think you are good to go for now. As for understanding all the question types in depth, stay tuned with us, or maybe come to IMS Venturi so that we can make you practice everything separately, and we can give you a good enough base to clear your writing module in IELTS with flying colors. So that's all for today, students. I hope you found this video helpful. If yes, please like, share and subscribe. As for my next video, I am going to be covering everything that you need to know about the speaking module of IELTS. So stay tuned and we shall meet soon. Thank you.